them. But Rams Insider, let's start off. We got to talk about what everyone's talking about. It seems, and I'm curious on your take. I know my take, but let's see if we're on the same page with it. But what are your thoughts and what's your concern level about Matthew Stafford's injury, his elbow injury?
So I did look on Twitter for this a lot because I know a lot of people, not even the Rams Twitter page, but a lot of people that are just fans or the NFL media page, they did talk about how Matthew Stafford was trying to downplay his injury by saying that it wasn't that big of a concern and that he was actually getting irritated when people would ask him about his elbow injury. So I think that is a big cause for concern because one, even if it's a major or minor injury, it's still an injury at the end of the day. So you want to evaluate whether or not your injury is a cause of concern, which in his case, him being the starting quarterback, his age, he gets injured almost majority of the times he gets hit on field. That is a major cause for concern. And the fact that we diagnosed him with bad tendinitis, that's also a huge cause for concern because I know people personally that do have bad tendinitis and it hurts. It's not something that's easy to get rid of. So when you try and downplay an injury like that, with a modified approach in practice or not, it's still something that you need to look into. And my opinion on the videos I've made about his injury is that I want him to play less in practice because you've seen the bombs that he's thrown to Tutu Atwell, those practices, that's when his arm was still and his elbow was still in the injury phase. So I don't want him to practice as much as he would if he was not injured, if that makes sense. I want him to be less, at least give us time to evaluate his elbow first, and then we'll get a modified approach like Sean McVay said for his practice.
No, and that's a fair take, and I've seen some other members of the Ram fandom that are kind of more on that side of caution. I have to be honest with you, I do have a bit of a different opinion on it. I'm not overly concerned for the sole reason of that the Rams have been monitoring this injury since he got the procedure in the spring. It's not like this is a big surprise. I think it's just more being highlighted now because he is at training camp and there's more cameras on him. There's more reporters in the building. I also think that Stafford, being a veteran player that he is, who's dealt with numerous injuries throughout his entire career, including last season with this elbow, he's played through the pain. And when Sean McVay expanded upon it, he said that they were hoping that they could have made the pain less through this procedure that happened. And it sounds like it maybe didn't go exactly as planned. But like you said, we're seeing him throwing bombs to Tutu in practice, which is exciting. And it sounds like he is throwing less than he normally would. Mm-hmm. And I also have faith in the Rams medical staff. And I really think that there's going to be some positive news. And I'm not overly concerned about this injury based on the information that we have right now. But let us know in the chat, what's your concern level at for this?